Now, there's a lot of exciting things going on with 100 Huntley Street. That's
Yes.
part of the reason why we're here tonight. And just to explain to our viewers a little bit about what 100 Huntley Street is.
The program itself started like many ministries did back in the early days of television, late 50s, early 60s, by our founder, David Maines. It started basically as a program to try to help people in their relationship with God with a Canadian flavor. The show evolved and grew into a daily in 1977 called 100 Huntley Street because that's the original address as to where the studios were in Toronto. We're now about an hour outside of Toronto, and broadcast studios have been for several decades. And every single day we provide an hour of new programming that we hope is inspirational, encouraging. We interview authors and artists, and as well as people from every facet of life, some famous, most not famous, and how they're dealing with life through faith. And we try to be faithful every day to present Christ.
Now, a little bit about your background.
Yeah.
You are a former pastor.
Yes, I pastored for 20 years.
And then also you were the former CEO of a leadership
That's right,
organization.
Equip Leadership, which was founded by John Maxwell. Just a marvelous leadership teacher and authority. And we, together with our team, provided leadership training to over 6 million Christian leaders in a 13-year period while I was there. When I came to Equip in 2000 and John recruited me, we were in 6 countries, and when I left we were in 177 countries, and they're still going strong. And I was recruited away from Equip by a marvelous team at Crossroads that thought maybe we could multiply 100 Huntley Street all over the world in the way that we've done Equip. And so we're early in that, but we're giving it a good shot.
So I was about to ask, what was it that interested you in coming to the world of television, and you just answered that.
Well, a little story for you is that when I finished high school, I entered the University of Georgia and became a journalism student and finished with a degree in journalism and telecommunications. And then I worked my way through grad school doing radio. And then whenever I was a pastor for 20 years, I was in and out of radio and television doing different things. And then when I was in the Maxwell world, I also got involved in training and publishing and marketing and those kinds of things. And then this Crossroads opportunity, which is our parent company, Crossroads Communications, which oversees 100 Huntley Street, when they recruited me, I felt like all of my life, and this is something I hope for you when you're my age, that it seemed like everything that I had been doing in my life to that point was preparing me for this job.
Wow.
And I want to tell you, I'm a guy in my mid to late 50s now, and that's a marvelous place to be, where you feel like you're in your strength zone operating and doing what it is that God's been preparing you to do all these years.
Yeah, like I mentioned before, part of the reason we're here tonight is this year-long celebration called 10,000 Reasons,
Yes.
which is leading up to the 10,000th episode coming in October of this year.
That's right. Can you believe that? 10,000 episodes. My goodness, we're here at NRB, and most of these programs that are here have to prepare, one show a week, maybe a teaching program. Maybe it's 5 edited shows that they have to do. That comes from a Sunday sermon that a pastor perhaps has, or maybe they're doing live every day. But when you're doing live television every single day for 10,000 episodes, it's over 20,000 guests. There's just a lot of work, and we've captured a lot of history. And in fact, one of the things that we're doing in almost every episode leading up to our 10,000th, October 14th, is we're doing a flashback segment of just a minute of famous people who've been with us through the years when television was a lot different and technology was a lot different. And it's fun to see how God's blessed the work through the years. But yeah, it's a historic thing. And again, I'm sitting on the shoulders of all those people that did this work before me.
Well, obviously with 10,000 episodes, you guys are doing something right and remaining a leader in the industry. So what are some of the ways, changes that you guys have had to adapt to over the years in order to remain a leader in the industry and the top show in Canada?
Well, I think we've been true to our values. I think we are who we are all these years later, believing in the uniqueness of Jesus Christ to save sin, believing in the authority of the Word of God from Genesis to Revelation, believing that Jesus Christ is the hope of the world. Those have been our foundations. And then with that, we have had to make adaptations. We went from black and white to color to, we were a 90-minute show at one time, 2 hours per fact, 90 minutes, then 60 minutes. We went through a period of 30 minutes. We made marketplace adjustments. Then you just do technology and what's happened in your lifetime, you know, of first, you know, the first screen, second screen, third screen, fourth screen, and all the things that we're doing. And so while we're still television based, we also are online live, and you can get us online daily with a new program. We're also worked very, very hard to make sure that you can watch us from your smartphone at a Starbucks somewhere, say in Singapore, if you want to. So it's staying there and then trying to take the audience with us. But I think, you know, for us, it's been, I am very blessed to have had predecessors who made sure that we made the right switches when we needed to make them, even going back to most recently probably HD. You know, television has just gotten smaller and smaller and smaller compared to when I was a kid, when it was big, big, big. And so we're just making those adaptations. But the message has not changed. How we do it is critical that we did change because we wanted to stay relevant and current.
That's awesome. Adapting with the industry, but yet keeping the message of Christ at the forefront.
Absolutely. You said it well.
Now
you should become our CEO. Seriously. I'm not kidding.
Now, whenever you've been there for a year and a half,
Yep.
and obviously you've had your chance to interview a lot of different guests.
Yeah.
What has been probably the most memorable episode for you personally, something that really stuck out to you? Because this show, over the course of 10,000 episodes, has touched a number that's much larger than that.
A very special moment just a few months ago with David Jeremiah. He came to our studios and spent a half day with us for interviews promoting one of his most recent books. He's been a frequent visitor and a friend of the program through the years. And he's a pastor. I'm a former pastor. He's a pastor's son. I'm a pastor's son. And we had a moment in the interview, unexpected, that had nothing to do with the topic, but he had a book on biblical prophecy, and we started reminiscing about when we were kids in the 50s and the 60s, going to Bible prophecy conferences where our dads were pastors and how the crowds would come. And that moved into some sentimental discussions about our dads, and both of us kind of teared up. And that was a very, very special connection with him. And that was unplanned, and those are the best moments. But for me, so far, in an early career at 100 Huntley Street, that stands out.
That's awesome. So like we mentioned before, 10,000th episode coming up in October. I believe we have a date for that, right?
Yeah, it's October the 14th, and we will be 10,000 episodes old, and we're looking forward as well. At that time, we'll be launching even maybe newer host that will be a part, newer and younger feeling show. So we're using even this 10,000 Reasons campaign to help us make sure that we're on the air for 11,000 episodes. People can find out about us simply by going to 100huntley.com, and when you go to that website, you can watch the show daily. It's available across Canada and several outlets in the United States. So.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for taking the time to chat with us, and of course, all the best for the rest of this year-long celebration.
Thank you. Thanks to the station for your interest, and we appreciate it very, very much.